Hi, it's time for another Affinity photo tutorial. Today we're going to be creating this echo text effect that you see right here. It's a pretty easy effect to do, so let's go ahead and get started. We'll go ahead and start a new document. We'll make it 1920 by 1080, and let's put a pixel layer in there and make sure we have black selected, and we'll just flood fill it with black. And let's rename that layer background, or BG. All right, next thing we're going to do is we're going to bring in some text, and we'll type in the word, let's make this white text so we can see what we're doing there. And we'll type in the word echoes, and let's change the font to something a little thicker. I'm going to go ahead and go with this Basement Grotesque, and let's center that up, and there we go. All right, so we have our basic text now. What we need to do is we need to duplicate this text. I'm going to get and drag it below our original layer, and let's hide our original layer for now so we can see what we're doing with this one. We're going to come down and go to Layer Effects, and we're going to add an outline. And we're going to make the outline radius, let's make it about 5 pixels here. Let's just type in 5 there. And the alignment will be inside, and the color will be white. And then the last thing we're going to do is we're going to turn the fill opacity here down to 0. So all we're left with is just the outline. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to duplicate that outline text. Okay, so we have 2 copies of it. Let's turn on our original layer. That's going to cover everything up. And let's come down to the first outline layer, and we're going to move it up in Y space, roughly about there. And we'll grab the other outline layer and move it down in Y space to roughly about there. Now let's go ahead and take both of these layers and group them. All right, so now that's a group that we have. And let's reset our palette here. So to this group, we're going to add in a layer mask. Okay, and let's pick a brush. Nice big brush. Let's go with a very soft hardness. I have it at about 30 here. And what we're going to do is we're going to start right here and click and then shift drag across so that we can just delete that middle layer there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to duplicate this group. Okay. And in this group, all we're going to do is we're going to get and move these. Well, actually, we want to take the lower layer, sorry, and grab the topmost outline text. We're going to move that up a little further. And move the bottom one down a little further as well. And we're going to come back to that layer mask now. Grab our brush, and we're going to get rid of some of that. So again, we're going to click and shift, drag, and then come down here, click and drag, get rid of some of that. Here a little bit. All right. So now what we're going to do is take both of these groups and group them. And let's go ahead and add in some layer effects to that now. So we'll come into layer effects, and we're going to go with a gradient overlay. And you can do a bunch of different things here, but this is to recreate what we did. And let's change the gradient. Let's make the first color kind of like a bluish teal. And then we'll make the other color kind of like an orangey color there. All right. And then we will change the angle to 270 degrees this way. We've got the gradient running from top to bottom. And while we're here, we'll go ahead and add a Gaussian blur. And we'll bring that up just a little bit, just to kind of soften it up a little bit. Very good. Okay, so now let's take that group, and if we hold Command and Option on a Mac and grab a corner, we can scale it up proportionally. So we want to go a little bit bigger than what the text is. And the very last thing we're going to do is we're going to come over to our Mesh Warp tool. And we'll start from this side here, and we're just going to get it right around the center and kind of drag it in. Same thing on this side. We'll go ahead and drag it in. And we do the same thing with the top and bottom. We can just kind of drag it down from the center, and then from the bottom, drag up from the center. When we got it the way we like it, we hit apply. And there you go. That's about as simple as it gets. With the Mesh Warp, you can create any kind of an effect you want. You know, if you wanted to create multiple copies going down and then taper it down, you could do that. So the application is kind of endless. It's just according to what you're trying to achieve in your imagination. So if you like that, please hit the like button. If you want to see more tutorials like this, please think about subscribing to my channel. And then until next time, peace. Talk to you later. Bye.